Good morning, pre-gamers. What's up?
Hooksy's back.
Back again.
Hooksy's back. Tell your friends.
Let's go. Get caught up today. Talk. Boy, we 3 days out?
Hooksy's back. Hooksy's back. Hooksy's back.
3 days out? That we're at. Morning, Claire.
Do you count today as days?
I do.
So then
It's still
4 days.
4 days in. Morning around 8:40. 4 days. I guess. How can you not? Thank you, Claire. How can you not count today? It's not over, right?
Right.
I always tell my kids always have that issue. Like, well, we started the day. It's tomorrow already.
No. You still have a whole day.
Thursday, Friday. So you got 3 days until the morning. Right.
Yes.
You know. That was fun yesterday. I was waiting on the tea time, our last tea time. I'm like, I'm jumping on because I had like an hour.
Yeah, you were.
Well, we got there because we're on this bus, right? And we all left the hotel at the same time because it was checkout, right?
Yeah.
So ours wasn't until 10:40. So I literally got to the golf course at like 9:15, 9:20 because, the first tea time was 10.
Yes.
So you're just there. Just wanted to jump on.
And then it was hot as hell.
Oh, dear baby Jesus. I'm not going to complain because I was on a golf trip, but it was hot, especially Monday. Henry T today, by the way. Henry T.
Yeah.
Henry T and a whole lot of, I'm going to tell you, even with T, it's a whole lot of Huskers today. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just Huskers.
You need to pick some games that you missed.
Howdy, Patrick. Howdy, Patrick.
You see the distance. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good to be back. Good to be back for a few days. Then you get to go.
Yeah, then I'm gone.
You get to go. Well-deserved time.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, man.
Put in your thing. I know it's upsetting probably for you, our great listeners. We will not be around Monday. So, it's Labor Day. No go Monday.
Yep.
I know.
No show.
No show Monday. Hopefully you guys are getting to enjoy your Labor Day as well.
Ernesto was saying that you were on the beach with...
Morning, Ernesto.
Ernesto was saying you were on the beach with the president.
Yeah, that's where I was.
And his wife.
Well, if he was in Manhattan, Kansas, or Mayetta, Kansas, then yeah.
Then yes.
At the Prairie Brand Casino and Resort, then yes, I was.
Mm-hmm. But I doubt that.
Yeah, I wasn't having. I don't think he visits those areas. Thanks, Ernesto.
I always thought Tiger Woods' dad was buried in Kansas.
He has Manhattan somewhere, just outside of Manhattan. I don't know where.
All right, so that's true.
It's around Manhattan. Yeah, it is very true. Huh. In or around Manhattan somewhere. There was like a private funeral or something like that when he passed. In or around Manhattan.
What? I never knew they would have a connection to Manhattan.
I don't know. It's at the isn't there military? There's military in Manhattan, correct?
Oh yeah, there is.
I can't remember what the base, but I think there's
It's not Riley.
Yeah, it is Fort Riley.
That's in
Manhattan.
It is, huh?
Yeah, or just outside of Manhattan. So I'm sure that's where the connection
I thought
is.
that was more east.
It's just around the Manhattan area. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But yes, that is very true.
Yeah, Fort Riley's down there.
Yeah,
we would drive by that when we went to
go to Manhattan. You make that. I think it's here. Then you go around like this somehow.
I'll stop the world. And all right, let's do the show.
Here we go.
Man. Start the show.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Boom, 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 boom. Tell me what you gonna do, but it ain't nowhere to run. Judgment comes.
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy Hump Day. Welcome in the Morning Hookup. Bill Hooks, Will Wilson. The band is back together.
We're getting the band back together.
Back together for a few days. We're back together, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging out with Will and Thew Malone as well. So thanks to Thew Malone for hanging out with Will, rocking the show for the first couple of days. And so I appreciate it being gone. So we have a lot of fun today, a lot of Huskers today. We are in that week, and I'm sure you guys have been talking a ton about it. It's game week.
Oh, yeah.
It's week 1 of college football. all the emotions, all the anticipation, it's building. Because it depends on the way you look at it. We're 4 days away, 3-4 days away, whatever. If you're counting today, it's 4. If you're counting, it's your day's over already. It's 3.
Yeah. Right now, I'd say it's 4 days away.
Yeah. 2:30 start coming up, UTEP. I can't wait. Anticipation is building, man. We're going to talk a lot about that. We're going to look at more games. I've got to go back. I'll do Ohio State, Indiana. We're also going to do UCLA today.
Yep.
Looking at those games. And we'll have Henry T, like I said, and we'll talk a lot of Huskers. I want to get back and we'll talk black shirts, depth chart. I know you guys mentioned depth chart. That's everybody. That's like 2 of the most popular topics in all of Nebraska when it comes to football. You're right. Depth chart, black shirts.
And schedule.
Yes. And now you put single-digit numbers in there.
Right.
There's a process, right? There's the single-digit numbers. Well, and your quarterback, right? You got your quarterback announced. You got the single-digit numbers. You got the depth chart. Then you got black shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can go play.
Somebody knocking at you?
Did you hear that?
Yeah. It sounded like somebody was knocking at you. Might be the people on the roof.
Was that what it was? That was scary.
Yeah, there's somebody on the roof doing some work.
Oh, that scared me. I didn't want to look behind me.
I thought it was on the door.
No, not the door.
Oh.
So, but we'll get all that stuff in today. Also, stories that we missed. Not the PGA. The PGA is coming to an end. FedEx is coming to an end. We got Eastlake, got the Tour Championship starting tomorrow. As you know, that'll be the 10 under on down. Scotty Shuffle will start at the top, and then they'll work their way down.
So, did you hit them straight?
I hit them all over the place. Average. I played average golf. Again, it's 24 guys. We go Ryder Cup. We go 18, 36, 18. The 36 was a grinder. It was 110 to 115 heat index, depending on the part of the day that you're in. Got to be hydrated. But it's a lot of fun. 24 guys. We go out. It's a red team, blue team. A lot of great camaraderie. A lot of great conversations I've had. You talk about a crap back and forth. You're playing games within the game when you're doing it. You're on this huge bus. You get driven around. A lot of fun. This year, Jim Goods Prairie Club. This year, we're up in Colbert Hills, Manhattan, Kansas. If you get a chance, that's a beautiful golf course to go play. Then we're in Mayetta, Kansas. Prairie Band Casino and Resort. There's a really big word in there that gets missed. Casino.
You found yourself there.
I found myself there 2 nights in a row on the blackjack table.
Yeah, it sounds like after the first night, you
Ooh, baby.
Sounds like you were walking on skates.
Yeah, I was. Thank you, my buddy Scooter, for helping me lead me the way.
Yes, I don't
to
know.
The room.
If Scooter didn't find you, you probably would have ended up on the 9th hole.
Possibly.
Sleeping on the green.
I might have just played through the night of blackjack.
You think so?
I don't know.
Who knows? That could have been a good thing. You were on a heater.
I was on a heater. That was the good positive side of it. But yeah, I looked up at one point and I'm like, oh boy, everybody's gone. So I started walking towards the lobby and I hear Hooksy, my good buddy Scooter, taking care of me, making me yeah. So we got there and I had the 8 o'clock tea time. I couldn't tell you what time I went to bed.
Oh,
let's say it's 1 a.m. I don't know.
Jeez, man.
8 a.m. tea time and 36 whole day. We got through it.
Hooksy went at it.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun, though. A lot of fun. Glad to be back. Glad to be back with the family. It's always, you love doing those things if you get a chance to do them. And you come home, you're like, man, I love my bed. I love my shower. The kids still liked me. They all gave me hugs, which was weird.
I thought you weren't going to mention the kids.
What?
In that sentence. But you did. You mentioned them. Good job.
They all liked me. My wife still liked me.
Good.
They were so happy I was home. I don't know if that was because now I have to get up early again with the kids because my wife had to do it, which she's not that person.
Right.
God bless her. She took over. That's what good people do, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, man. What about you, man? You had I wrote down because I know you were in a darts. We're coming up. You were still in the tournament, right?
Yeah, we were in the
You
losers.
mentioned it this morning. I didn't feel like you were. I don't know what the word is for you.
Well, we didn't talk about it yesterday because I don't know. We don't really talk about that stuff if you're not here.
Yeah, well, because I care.
We played a team, 2 guys who I work with actually at the bar.
Ooh.
We were in the losers bracket, so 1 loss and you're out.
This is gonna make this more interesting than ever now.
And we lost.
Okay, so you're out. No big deal. You're out. You made it kind of through it.
But I was very upset. I was very sad. Not because we lost, because of who we lost to. One of the guys, I love both the guys.
Names not to be mentioned.
I just hate losing to those two guys. And one of them was like, we went in the tavern yesterday, and like one of them was like just kind of like touching Nora. He was like touching her, like,
Timeout.
like on the back, just kind of like, I'm like, dude, back off.
Timeout.
You know what I mean?
Like during this yesterday or during?
Yeah, this was yesterday.
All right, timeout. This is not good.
Yeah, no, I mean he's a harmless guy. Like, I think he's just kind of a nervous guy where he's like, what do I do with my hands? Let me lightly punch Nora in the back. As like a playful thing. You know what I mean? So it's like that. And that happened after the fact, the darts. So it's like that. It made the dart loss even worse.
That much worse.
You know what I mean? It was just
not good, dude.
It's just weird.
That's not
just
good.
weird. You know what I mean? And he's a solid dude. But whatever.
I agree,
so,
Ernesto. Kick his ass, Seabass.
Yeah, well, you know how it is.
Wow.
Anyways, pissed we lost the game. Now this dart season's over. Now I'm looking for a new partner for the next year.
Why?
Because my partner in this league has a normal partner, his girlfriend.
Jeez.
So I need to find a new partner for the next dart season.
Nora?
I told her, I said, hey, I'm looking for a partner. Show me what you got. We played a little darts yesterday, and she didn't play half bad. Is that who I roll with? Now,
so. Now, how much time is in between to get her ready to go?
I don't know.
And what expectations are? Is it just fun? Do you need to compete? Maybe it's just fun, man. You just roll with it. But you don't want, like Ernesto, great point. You don't want dart drama.
That's what I mean.
You don't want dart. But I don't think you would, right?
No, and we've played together in league before, and it was fine. I mean, mostly because we won. But I don't know. I don't know if I
Are you ready for that next step?
I don't think so.
All right. So let's talk. That's something to think about. Next step.
Yeah. So I got
to, or is it like it's cool? It's like to include her into your world. That's kind of your world. That's you bringing her into your world.
I know.
Another
she enjoys it. I just gotta.
It's like the first time you guys got to go to each other's parents' house and have dinner.
Yes.
You brought into each other's worlds.
Right. Look at you. Wow. You should write a book.
Sports are different though. There's a competitive part of most men and of most women.
By the way, I like how you just said darts is a sport.
Yeah, that's fine. They're all sports. I don't want to. It is, but I don't. It's different. It's like playing golf or trying to teach your significant other golf. That is the worst possible outcome ever.
I know, but I
don't care where that comes from. Find someone else to teach her how to play golf. Your mom.
I can teach her.
And no, you can't.
Yes, I can.
All right. Good luck.
I don't think it's as bad as you think.
Yes, it is. I promise you.
Yeah, I think you need to work on your teaching methods.
No, I do not. I promise you. It is not good.
I need someone to teach me. I did not play very well on Friday with you.
We had fun. That was a lot of fun, man. We were at the NIL Husker baseball event. Great time. Phenomenal job. If you were out there, man, 34 teams in their first event, almost 2 teams short of full, helping raise money for the baseball program and NIL. And because it's a unique situation out there because like Coach Bolt was there, he spoke. They're not trying to buy cards and stuff with these guys on there. Talking about tuition and books and food and all that, right? Because they get still to this point.
They're not trying to buy cars.
No, but it's 11.7 scholarships for 25 kids, right? Now, just because they go to 34 coming up doesn't mean everybody gets paid. That doesn't mean the university is going to fully fund 34 scholarships. We don't know what that number will be. So this was a great start for that as well.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah. Thanks for asking me to play.
Man. Happy Wednesday, Shane. What's up, brother? Well, let's real quick. We'll have Henry T here in about 10 minutes or so or less. Depth chart. The depth chart came out. That's one that's highly anticipated for Nebraska fans. And again, not just Nebraska, but everybody. Would anything go, whoa?
I don't know. Like, we kind of talked about this the last few days, and not really. I mean, on the defense, one thing I said, looking at the defense depth chart, your mouth is just salivating because there's that roster.
You're deep, man.
That roster looks so good. Even on the offensive side of the ball too, the roster looks good, except for the O-line. There's a couple of holes there, but I don't know. I guess really the only surprise to me was maybe seeing Harburg as the number 2 quarterback, and then also, the running back room. How there's not a single or off that page. It's all ors. Or.
Yeah. I'm not surprised by Harburg, by the way. I'm not surprised. again, he's the only one on that in those 4, whatever's on there, 3 or 4 that have taken a college football snap.
True. It's true. Good point.
Because think about this. I don't want to go there, but if there has to be a change or if there has something, whatever, you're not going to go to not dogging any of them, a Kalen or anybody else. You're going to go to some experience.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see 10 play as well. You're going to see him play, whether packages or not, but it's also a slippery slope, right? Like you got to be worried about if he's number 2, putting him in and then number 2 getting hurt when that's your backup plan, right? So I'm not as surprised just sitting there from the experience. I am really surprised by the running back deal.
Yeah.
That nobody's emerged.
You'd think
and then they're going to play them all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Coach Rule said they're going to play all 4.
Right.
I hope you figure that out quickly.
Yeah. Well,
I'm the guy. A lot of people say if you have 4 number 1s or 4 whatever, guess what you have? Nothing.
Yeah. Well, and I also think he's just saying like we're going to play them all. They're not all going to play against Colorado.
Yes. You know what? I just don't want to get in this committee one to the hot hand guy. We've seen that running the hot guy, running the hot hand.
Isn't that what you do?
No, you need 1 or 2, 1 to 2, 2 top, 2 tops. Everybody else can fall in line.
I agree with
Give
Shane.
me a bell cow that gives me 20-something carries. Give me some else that gets 10 to 12, and let's go.
Jason agrees with you. He said it's disappointing there wasn't a number 1 starting running back. Shane said, and this was brought up too, Malachi Coleman, 3rd string.
Wasn't he hurt? Wasn't he a groin or a hamstring issue during camp, I believe?
That
he's been coming back from.
I think you're right, yeah.
I think there was some injury stuff that probably kept him out that I understand. That I've heard that he had some injury stuff that kept him out from making that. I think you'll see him back.
No,
don't be so surprised. It'll be hard. That the receiver group is deep.
Yeah.
We've seen that before. Sometimes it needs to translate.
Yeah,
it needs to translate in that side. But I'm surprised. I don't want to say I'm shocked that no one has taken that number 1 stance.
The kicking position is
boy, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
to say the least. With was it Alvano and John Hole? How do you say his name?
Hole.
He's your guy. I'm going to call right now. That's your guy.
Yeah, okay, but you might be right.
That's your guy.
If Alvano was healthy throughout all of camp, he's the number 1. I think the injury set him back.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's been part of that. But what do we know with Alvano so far? Last year was a little shaky grounds. That's a freshman, right?
What do you know about Hull?
Well, I don't care a lot. We don't know. Well, it can't be worse than it's been in the last few years.
I don't know.
How about that?
Coach Foley had great things to say for both of them.
Yeah.
Well,
everybody. I mean, our bosses might walk in and have great things to say about us too, just because it's out in front of the people.
They always do.
They
have nothing but good things.
Also pretty cool, I think, when you look at it from the perspective of seeing, boy, how many like those freshmen sitting on the depth chart?
Yeah.
Guys like Carter Nelson and Barney and Shavers and Sanders, just guys.
Yeah.
Sit him in the depth chart. It's interesting and also encouraging.
And then where do you think this new tight end that just randomly...
I heard you guys talk about that yesterday because I was there. And again, thank you guys for hanging out again. I was in there getting ready for my tea time. Talk about somebody that slipped under the radar screen. What the heck?
Yeah,
6'5", 240, played a year at LSU, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, he's here?
Mac Markway, was that his name?
Yeah.
We talked to Brian about, was it Brian? Yeah, I think we talked to Brian about it, and he's like, yeah, this guy was a big, high 4-star. Could have easily been a 5-star.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow, some way, he got out of LSU and now is eligible to play? Is that what I understand?
Sure. Apparently, they said he practiced yesterday. He got to school, enrolled, and practiced today or yesterday. Don't expect him to play yet. Okay, relax.
I don't know, but he seems big.
Don't expect it to happen.
That tight end room. I mean, it's funny because we don't even really need a tight end. But
no, unless they're moving Nelson out wide or something, and you got Fedoni, the former number 1, that's led us in touchdown catches last year.
Yeah.
Maybe just love to be here. Up and coming program. I don't know.
Up and coming. I like that.
It's good stuff.
I like that.
All right. Boy, I'm excited, man. We're days away from that. We're days away from the first Real Red Reaction show, too, by the way.
Sponsored by who?
Oh, I can't. You say it.
I
can say
you
it
want
now?
me to?
I can actually talk about it now.
It is the Real Red Reaction show sponsored by Slim Chickens.
Yes, I can actually be a part of it now and talk about it.
Yes.
Moats, Schmitty, and Elijah are going to have your first one right after the final whistle on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be on it. I don't think I'm on until like the fourth game. I don't think. Let me look real quick. I think I just had it brought up. I'm like, yeah, we should look at that. I got to figure out when I'm going to be on. Game 3. I get game 3. It'll be with not with you.
I don't do a lot of the home games.
You don't do anything until Will Wilson will make his debut Saturday the 28th against Purdue.
Yeah, I'm only doing away games.
Good for you. There's an away game I got to take my name off of. I'll talk to Moats about it.
Okay.
So, all right, hey, let's take our first break, and we'll keep the Husker team rolling. He's in the green room. It's our guy, Henry T. Buchanan.
You're listening to the Morning Hookup with Bill Hooks and Will Wilson. More coming up.
Guess who's back?
What's up, fellas?
What up, T?
What's happening?
Nothing, man. What's up with you?
Oh man, shoot, just playing catch up. You know, I had a little company over the weekend, and
Nice.
Yeah,
Did your brother? Was your brother in town?
No, he's working. He got a similar business as Carl Hayes. God, what do you call it? Delivery. He has one of those big box trucks and delivers all across the country. So he's been a world traveler, not world traveler.
Nice.
You know, he was in Houston and he's in Tennessee, and he's going to be gone for about 2 weeks. So I get to chill at the house with nobody to talk to.
Except us on a Wednesday.
Yes. Hell yeah, and I look forward to that Wednesday conversation.
Yeah, man. It's game week. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, I feel pretty good. And it's unfortunate. I had a cousin that played for UTEP, and he ended up transferring his senior year. And golly, I talked to his mom, and I'm like, can't wait to. He's from California. When his dad was assistant coach at UCLA. A basketball coach, and so I went out and watched him play for a high school called Notre Dame, and he was highly recruited. He ran track, played football, and pretty good football player, and then ended up getting a scholarship at UTEP and played for UTEP for 4 years, and I'm not sure. I forgot. I got to look at the text and see what school did he end up transferring to, or no, I called her. It skips my mind, but he transferred. So I was gonna make that road trip no matter what if he was gonna be playing against my Huskers. So, but unfortunately he's not. But I'm looking forward to the game. We get to see Rayola's debut.
Yeah, baby.
As a college quarterback, and just see what he does, and see if he answers all the. The critics, Feinbaum, nobody wants to give us our credit yet, but we got to earn it. So I get it. We got to earn it before we can speak on anything. So hopefully Rayola is the deal, which I think he is, and with all the supporting cast and the recruiting class that we had this year and what we have coming back with leaders like Isaac Gifford and those guys. And hey man, my toes are tapping. Can't wait. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to watch the game at. I sent a group email to a bunch of my Husker brothers and some, and we're thinking of going to a Husker bar called Clancy's. They have one in Omaha. That's where it started. The owner is in Omaha, but one of the sons runs it. Oh, y'all ready?
Oh no, I was
Nope.
just Clancy. That's cool that they
I've
have
been.
2 locations. That's awesome.
I think I went, didn't I?
Yeah, we was all over the place.
Well, you went there?
I don't think I took you to Clancy's though. You talking about Chauncey's?
John, there's where I went.
Sounds like
Yeah.
the same thing.
It's a very talented place.
Yes, it is. I was just there with my lady friend about a week or so ago, and they got some pretty good food.
Hey, Will, somebody asked you a question on the stream.
Yeah, I see that. They need money to buy
Hello,
cigarettes.
can you give me
and
money to buy a
alcohol.
cigarette?
Yeah. Sorry.
Blocked. Kick him.
Sorry. Hell, hold tight, guys.
Welcome back in the morning hookup. Happy hump day. You hear the music. Let's bring our guy on right away. Henry T. Buchanan. T, what's up?
What's up? What's up, fellas? What's up, Bill? What's up, Will? Hey, man, great to be back. Had a great weekend, and like I was telling you guys earlier, I had one of my teammates, Rodney Curtis, actually came the same year D. Vick and I came. He was a freshman out of the D.C. area, Maryland, D.C. area, and unfortunately for him, he had a car accident and had broke his neck while in college, and he played just a little bit, but he just never really, got past the injury. And because he would have been outstanding for Nebraska. Very, very, very good athlete. I mean, this guy was cat quick, could jump out the gym, and could score, could defend. And we kind of reminisced about practice and how him and I used to go at it. He was trying to figure out my game. It took him a year to try to figure out. I still don't know how successful he was. We didn't get to that part, but I guess it took him a year to figure out my game, after playing against me for so long. But we played well with each other, against each other, and really good friend. Him and his beautiful wife, Karen, was here for a few days over the weekend and got a chance to spend some time with him and, talk Husker hoops and some of the good old days. And actually he was at the Legends weekend for the first time since we've been having Legends, since he left Nebraska, his first time in Nebraska. So we just talked about that. So I'm trying to talk him into coming back next year. Great guy, Rodney Curtis out of Maryland, really close to D.C. Went to Frederick Douglass High School and played against and with some of the greats in the D.C. area, Dunbar, the Mathis High Schools, who's very well known for their basketball talent. There's a Dunbar in Baltimore and D.C. actually. You remember Muggsy Bogues' team. I think 4 of those guys went to the NBA.
Muggsy was a dog.
Yeah, Wingate and Reggie Lewis, Reggie Williams. I mean, could you imagine playing against that team with a 5'2" guard, 5'2" or 3", whatever height he was?
Lightning.
Probably with stacks on. He was 5'3", but now it's special time when you reminisce and get a chance to connect with one of your former teammates, and especially in college. And we're talking 1986, so we're talking what is that? 86, so that'd be 24. Man, that's a long time. 38 years.
I think you're in the 38 range, aren't you?
Yeah.
My bad.
Yes. Hey, but Rodney looks the same, man. And it's funny. Of course, I had some Husker gear, and so I was able to share some of my T-shirts and even a pair of shoes or what have you. And we wear the same size shoes. And I gave him some sweats. He said, "Well, what size your waist?" And I said, "Well, I'm a 36." He said, "Well, I'm a 34." I'm like, he's still in great shape. And I'm like, and he's like 6'1". We took a photo together. I got to put that on Facebook, actually. Took a photo together, and we were trying to figure out who's the tallest. I said, "Rodney, you always been taller than me. You were 6'1", and 6'2", and I've been a 6-footer all my life."
That's awesome. Well, T, man, obviously Husker through and through. I know you guys, we're going to talk a little hoops coming up, but what was the anticipation for you guys on campus, knowing that week 1 of football was coming up? Because I know you guys were all, not only did you band together to practice and hoop on the blacktops, you guys all supposed to spend some time at Memorial Stadium. Talk about that, the guys, and some maybe a memorable moment going into the stadium.
Oh, it was always even back in it's. What is the record? 300 and something.
There'll be 400. It'll be 400 on the which game?
Illinois
game. So they're approaching the end.
I'll be there for that.
They're in the late. Yeah, they're in the late 390s right now.
Wow, that is so impressive.
397.
That's what I remember the most is just the fans, and because I just remember, of course, when when we were there, we got a chance to practice at the Memorial Stadium, and you remember I've told you the story numerous times where we had to run the stadium stairs and and hop with those leg shoes or whatever you wanted, vertical shoes, whatever you want to call them, and Morgan Gregory and all those guys laughing at us and like, look at these idiots up here running up and down our stadium stairs, and just the first game, of course, we went to all the games, and heck, we got football tickets for every game. Back then, I don't know if they do it now, but each player got 4 tickets for family members or what have you, and we always sit in the student section that used to be in I want to say the southeast corner. I think it used to be southeast corner, and maybe still there, where all the student athletes would sit, and we would just be there and root those guys on. And back then, man, we were loaded. They were 1 and 2 every year against Oklahoma. So Oklahoma, either we were 1 or 2, or Oklahoma was 1 and 2. And I just remember that rivalry. And I know they always talked about the game of the century with Johnny Rogers went off, and just being a part of that, and the talking, Sandman was a big time talker, whether it was in the media, in the paper, what have you, coming up to those games. And I remember watching as a Keith, what was the tight end's name? I know Keith was in there. Jamal Holloway, and I mean, they were loaded. I remember Bosworth. Bosworth.
Yep.
And that rivalry. We had Sandman, Broderick Thomas and Neil Smith and Lawrence Pete, Steve Taylor and golly, Kenny Clark and those the Lee brothers, we had the Lee brothers, and I just remember how hype it was, and how dedicated the fans were. And that was my first exposure to Husker fans, and it was something to behold, and it's still to the day. And just being a part of that program, and now I'm on the fan side of things, and I see really what the fans look at, and how they act, and and how they react to our Husker wins or losses, and it doesn't matter whether it's a win or loss, man. They react the same, even though, of course, everybody want to see the program be successful, but it doesn't change their mindset and their support for the program. So that's, I'm a Husker for life, fellas.
Hey, by the way, you mentioned how you had all this Husker stuff. How did shopping go?
We haven't. We actually haven't went, and here's a funny story. We did. I did. Rodney and myself and Karen went out to the mall, and I texted my lady friend and said, "Well, I'm getting a taste of what this shopping's going to be like." And I took where's that some store. We're at the Scottsdale Fashion Mall. Mall. Yeah. So we're out there. So we're at some store called department store, men's and women's, called ZARR, ZARR, something like that. And I took and I saw a suit. I said, "Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna take a picture of that and send it to my lady friend, Jamie. Her name is Jamie. Y'all heard her name.
Hi, Jamie.
yeah. I sent her a photo, and she just laughed and said, "Man, you look like a pimp in that." She said So obviously I got a long way to go when it comes to shopping. So her and I are going to schedule a time for us to go shopping, and she can get my wardrobe together. And I'm still fighting with myself, because she said it's not going to be any red and things of that sort. Which I get. I mean, I get it, because I gotta change my persona a little bit, but I'm straight Huskers. I mean, it's, of course, it's hard to get away from that, but I'm sure she addressed me very well, and I'll be uncomfortable for a while until I get used to it.
The volleyball team started off the season nice last night, winning against Kentucky. What'd you think?
What a dominant effort. And Kentucky is, they're ranked 9th. I know they were playing at Louisville. Yep. But it was still a home game for them. And did you see the Husker red that was in the crowd?
A lot of it.
A lot of it. Hey, we're in mid-season form already. It looked like to me.
They're deep, is what they are. They're deep,
awfully deep, and dominant. I mean, the games 3 and 4 was just, you could just tell. And just, you ever watch John when he's sitting on the sideline, how he's relaxed?
always pissed, always the most disappointed dad in the crowd. He made me feel bad for him last night watching.
That's why they're so good.
Man, they're phenomenal. They're fun to watch. I'm going to look forward to watching them. Well, all the team sports. You know, I know Amy Williams is doing a really great job on the recruiting side. Volleyball started. Football's coming this weekend. And Coach Hoiberg got a whip coming, man, for the fans as well. It's going to be a great season for the Huskers. And I'm definitely looking forward to it. Heck, I remember one of our hardest hitters, back to football, one of our hardest hitters that played at Nebraska was Brian Washington. And I just talked to him. Actually, he's going to be here this week. His son is plays for, which one's the number one school? I think we talked about this last week. Millard North or South, is it? I think he's at Millard North.
Millard South, I think, is number one
South
right now.
I think he's with Millard South then.
Okay.
They're coming out here to play against one of the Chandlers, one of the top schools here this week. Really? And Brian's coming out. His son transferred from Southeast and is playing for one of the, and I don't want to get the wrong school, but it's one of the top ranked schools. I think they're the number one school in Nebraska, and he's the number 2 receiver, I think, in the state, and his teammate is the number 1 receiver. Dallas is his name, Dallas Washington. That's Brian Washington's son, and they're coming out, and I get a chance to watch him play up and close and personal. I did get a chance to see him play last year. I think it was the year before last I saw him play. And I felt like I was Brian. I was screaming and shouting. He was playing for Southeast against one of that Millard school, and I don't think it's the same school he transferred to. I just get the schools mixed up. So looking forward to seeing Brian Washington's son play this week, and another good friend of mine is a former Husker baseball player, Sean Buchanan, to be coming out here, and his daughter competed to Miss America. She was Miss Nebraska, and she competed for Miss America pageant this year, and so I get a chance to see him, and he was in school, came in when I was coming out, leaving in Nebraska. So hey, there's Cornhuskers everywhere, fellas. You can't get rid of it. It's everywhere you go. And the Clancy's now, the guy sent me a photo. I should have sent y'all a photo. I had given the former general manager there, a autographed picture in basketball, Nebraska basketball, and I just never saw it. And like he has 2 bars, it's like a Clancy's, and then there's a Jack Room Clancy's connected to it right beside it. And actually, they got the basketball, my little photo, my little signature photo sitting up in the bar. So that's where we're gonna go watch the game. So I got to make sure I'm sitting by my photo and laughing at people, and because nobody gonna recognize who that is versus me sitting there. So it'll be interesting though. It'll be fun though.
Again, we're speaking to Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan. Now we're approaching September. Obviously, football is off and running. I want to ask about what it's like for basketball because they're all back on campus. We're about to kick off. And I want to ask you, first of all, if you guys ever got together and were like, hey, that's Coach Hoiberg. They had the whole crew together kicking off the season, man. Did you guys have any bonding like that? And what?
We went out to Coach Nee's house. Coach Nee. Actually, he lived at Firethorn.
Yeah, you did.
He would invite us all out there, and we was all together. We were together most of the summer. Our team was different, and I know with his program, they had conditioning throughout the year and summer, and they had one of the phenomenal personal trainer that works with the guys and things that sort. In the summertime, like I've told you guys, man, we just played basketball. We played every day. We played outside, inside, wherever they had a court, we found it and we played in the community. And then when season started, that's when the conditioning started for us. And that's when everybody who was still, most of us stuck around. We had our summer jobs. It was funny. Rodney was just talking about the summer job that he had when he was here, and I know D. Vic and I, we worked for Linwell Welding, and everybody had their stories. And I remember Newbie talked about his job and at Williams and Honda, Williams Olds, I think it was. Is it still there? But all these jobs that we had, that the ones who stuck around, and then we would play when we get off work. And then when it started, man, it was straight. Right now, it's conditioning. It was conditioning for us. We that's when we had to run that 6-minute mile, and we were running sprints and running stadium stairs, and it's just preseason conditioning for us right now, and hitting the books. We getting started in classrooms and study and getting all that together, and then we were just waiting on our season. But we supported every other sport, whether it was football, volleyball, track and field, whenever their sports started, baseball, and women's basketball, track and field, you name it. We just always was around and watching. That's why we know each other. I know a lot of the gymnastics folks. I know a lot of the track and field folks, football, volleyball, you name them. I know somebody that participated in the sport back in my era, and we still in contact. So that's just the way it was back then. And I wish it would stay that way, or if it's not that way, I hope it gets back to that way, because we were a family back then, regardless of what sport you played.
T, last one, man, before I get you out of here. It is the final regular season week of the PGA FedEx Cup Championship, and we're here with Scheffler's going to start with that 2-stroke lead against Schauffele. What gives in this? I mean, you still sticking with the guy?
Whew, man, oh man.
Look at those. I mean, it goes 10 on. He's 2 back. Schauffele 2 back. Matsuyama, we don't know. He withdrew last week. Back injury. He's 3 back. Keegan Bradley, how about this?
Yeah, he did well last week. Yeah.
You get a win, and now you're only 4 strokes back starting this thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
I'm still staying with Scotty, but Xander, man.
Woo, I'm telling you what.
Hey, I can't wait. It's going to be tough because you got the Husker game on this weekend. I got Brian Washington's son I got to watch play. And he'll be in town, so we'll be doing some things, and with Sean Buchanan and all of us. And there's a lot of Huskers, so we'll all be getting together. I'll probably invite all those guys to the house at some point. And then me, I don't know if I'm the only person that watch golf, but I will have golf on one of my 9 TVs. When we're at my place, so I'm not gonna be missing. I'm not gonna missing a lot of it, because I picked Scotty in front of, he's becoming my favorite, and not because he's winning. I just like the way he plays the game and how he approaches it, and and he just seems like he's down to earth, and it's so you want to pull for someone like that, but Xander, Schauffele, I like him too, man, and he's I mean, he's a competitor, and as long as it's one of those two, I'm good. But I'm going with Scotty.
Awesome. Well, teammate, we appreciate it. A couple of great comments, by the way. Ernesto, appreciate you. Favorite segment of the week right here, he says. Also, Ryan 840 said, the reason I wore number 10, Henry T. Passion for the red is contagious, my friend.
I sure appreciate it. I appreciate y'all, man, and thanks for having me, man, and wish well for everybody, man, and keep it pushing. Go Big Red, man. A big weekend this weekend, and great job, volleyball team, setting the tone for us last night. And let's keep it rolling. And I'm sure we'll take care of business this weekend.
And by the way, T, we need your score prediction for Saturday.
Give it to us.
Oh, golly. I'm gonna go 52 to 17. I think the defense will let up there in the fourth quarter, but I think we will take care of business that day. And I think Raiola has he has a lot to prove, and I think he's gonna go out there and put on a show for us.
Awesome, team, man. We appreciate it, man. Take care of yourself. Stay blessed. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, I'll take care, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff right there with the legend, the Mac, Henry T. Buchanan. When we come back, I'm going to catch up. I'm going to look at Indiana, Ohio State, and then both Will and I are going to do the UCLA game.
You're listening to the Morning Hookup with Bill Hooks and Will Wilson. More coming up.
Good stuff there. Boy, Greg's on fire today. You see his comments?
Yeah. Shane said he could listen to T's stories all day. He's got a lot of them.
He's got a lot, man. He's really good, man. It's awesome.
If you need fertilizer, I got a lot of it. Close to 80 tons.
There we go. There's that.
You don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about, but what was it? What are you talking about?
I bet somebody on the stream knows. If you need fertilizer, I got a lot of it.
Excuse me.
Close to 80 tons.
T coming out hot with a 52 points on the board.
I know. I've actually been keeping track of everybody we have on the show's score predictions.
You keep them? Good.
And he does have the highest total.
Point total for us.
Evan, it's funny. Evan and Brian both had the same exact score, 35 to 14.
Robin hasn't put his out yet, has he?
Now, Robin gave us the score. He said 42 to 10.
Okay. Speaking of that, I was when I was gone, obviously I missed no, I wasn't gone, but I didn't watch it because we were doing some other stuff on Saturday. Is Ireland where teams go to die and coaches get fired?
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes.
Is it any surprise, honestly, that a Saban disciple wins a football game against a top 10 team?
Yeah.
Georgia Tech coach, Saban disciple.
I did not know that.
They got a good recruiting class as well.
Yeah, I mean, I want to laugh at Florida State fans because
Justification for Herb Street, by the way.
What?
Did you watch the Sports Center leading up to that game?
Well, I know they all picked
not Gandy, but they did a segment on Sports Center with Herb Street in the crowd. You couldn't hear Herb Street almost because all the Florida State fans were booing him. Remember, he was really adamant last year that Florida State should not be in that.
That's right.
For the 14 playoff.
That's right.
Honestly, I watched a little bit of game day. I really liked Nick Saban on it.
Was he good?
Yeah. I think it's a great addition.
Huh.
I wasn't there long enough to see if Corso. Did Corso come? I didn't even know if he went on.
No, he wasn't there.
They couldn't get him to Ireland.
He probably didn't want to stay on a flight for 7 hours. That flight is not fun. You and I both know that.
Not.
But I was laughing at Florida State fans because obviously they lost. But man, talk about a way to just be so deflated.
Yeah.
Like you travel all this way to watch your team. I'm sure every Florida State fan thought they were going to win.
Been there.
It's deflating.
Been there.
You got
sat
through
there.
It. I mean, the good news is there's a bar probably 5 feet away.
Yeah.
You can go drown your sorrows.
Yeah, but we lived it out. Just sucked. Whatever. Hey, do yourself a favor, too, if you haven't had a chance. I have not watched it. I've heard a lot of great comments on it. That East 60, no place like Nebraska.
Yeah.
I need to watch it.
I do too.
I really wanted to. I just got tired. I was going to watch it after the match last night because we all watched it, and I couldn't get myself to watch it. I was like, I need to go to bed.
Yeah, I want to watch it too. I haven't seen that yet.
We should watch it and then be able to talk about it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. You want to watch it together?
Don't know if I can. I will.
I'm joking.
You know.
I want to watch it with Ernesto.
I can't because my wife, unfortunately, my wife is out of town. She's starting her journey today. She'll be back this weekend, but so I will have to wait.
Yeah, hold on.
Well, we got an old school caller, don't we?
I don't even know if they're trying to contact
402-466 ESPN. No. Bring that down just a little bit. I love it when you play Mariah for some reason.
I do too.
There's something about it that just, right? There's some, I don't know, happiness in it.
It's what we call a vibe.
She has less rings than I think J-Lo does now.
Ooh, wow.
Wow, I like that.
Nice. Zing.
Wow.
So you were trying to contact the KLMS studio, is that right?
Yes.
What do you need?
What's up?
This is Jeff Wright, and I just wanted to check in with you guys.
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Jeff, it's funny. You called the old number.
The old number.
But it
awesome.
still works, I guess.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's in my phone.
Okay. It works.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, Jeff, how you doing, man?
Doing good. I wanted to just touch on something, and I know you guys have been talking a lot of different things today. As we get rolling into football, people, I wanted to kind of remind people, especially in our neck of the woods, pay attention to what's happening in Major League Baseball right now.
Yes.
In my mind, it's really shaping up to be a special season. The Royals have the best record in the big since the All-Star break.
Say it
They
again,
are
Jeff.
now,
Scream it for the people in
Say
the back.
it again.
the Royals have the best record in the big since the All-Star break. They're tied with Cleveland atop the AL Central with a little over a month ago. This is a team that lost, I think, 106 games last year. That is on pace if they hold their current pace. And this is all stuff that I heard this morning. They are on pace for the biggest one-season turnaround since 1903. If their pace holds. And you've got all these teams. I mean, people are like, the wild card's the worst thing ever. The wild card's the best thing ever because it gives cities hope. I mean, I'm a Padres and a Royals fan, and I'm like, I know football's starting, but I'm paying attention to baseball big time. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out because once football starts, we kind of get swallowed up with that, and that is awesome. But I think baseball, and the last thing I want to say, Ohtani and Aaron Judge both are having special years. And what makes Judge so special, he plays in the field every day, and he's hitting for average and all that power. That's rarely seen.
Man.
So you guys keep up the great work, man. I love listening to you. Back to driving the school bus now.
Thanks,
right,
Jeff. Appreciate it. That's such good stuff, man. Jeff, we
man,
appreciate
I
that
think,
so much.
I think I need new shorts.
Yeah, that was good.
The
Yeah,
Royals,
you do after you heard that. So
the
boy,
Royals have a chance to take the division today
We'll
get in first place all alone.
We're gonna talk more about that. I'm happy for you. There's not to get there because I gotta pick some games real quick, and we gotta pick game. But right now, Jeff makes such a great point. If you're a baseball fan, like you look at the races. There's only one race right now that I think is like, all right, we're done with it, right? You look at it. I'm not gonna go through it, but real quick. Yankees, Baltimore, one game separate them, right? And we're at game 130 something.
I think there's 29 games.
29 game. One game separates it. Kansas City, Cleveland tied. Minnesota 2.5 back. What a race.
And by the way, Detroit.
All those teams, by the way, are given an 85% chance or higher to make the playoffs.
And by the way, Detroit is sneakily playing good baseball right now.
8 back. But right now, the West, Seattle, 3.5 back. Not out of it yet. Atlanta, they're hanging in there. 6 back. Because the Phillies still aren't playing good baseball. The race that's over is probably Milwaukee. They're 9 games up. Let's just say it's over. Arizona and San Diego are just 3 back of the Dodgers.
Wow.
And you look at a wild card situation for all these teams right now. Oh my gosh. I mean, the Twins are in the wild card. They have a 4-game advantage.
Yep.
The Royals are 6.5 up in this thing. The Orioles, they're 8.5 up separating. In the NL, Braves are 3 clear of Atlanta. Like these things are shaping up to be some really damn good races.
And by the way, I didn't forget what you said on the 16th green on Friday.
They're not making the playoffs.
You let me know what you want to bet. You can't walk your mouth back now.
Oh, what I do want to bet coming up is the fact that Nebraska's got to play Indiana in a game, and they're 5.5 early point favorites.
Yeah. Before we get to that, you mind if we take this phone
No,
call?
let's go. I hope it's our guy. Good morning. You're on the morning hookup.
Good morning.
Yeah, buddy.
I'll watch it with you, but some things you just got to keep separate, like the golf game from the girl, the significant other. You have to keep certain things separate. Bill's right on that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Bill, did you share the sun bum with President Biden that I sent you a while back?
He put it on his back for him.
Yeah, I helped him out. I whispered sweet nothings in his ear.
I wasn't going to say that, Will, but thank you for putting it.
You're welcome.
Any Amazon packages disappear? I said something.
We got a hat hook from you.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's for Bill.
Got it. I got it. It's right here. I just got it this morning. I was wondering.
Cool beans. All right, man. Hey, and
thank you.
I was talking to Marco, Wager Talk, and we were talking about you, Bill, and he goes, man, I can't believe that Bill made such a mint on the Little League World Series. That's one degenerate gambler.
Hey,
Lake Mary.
You got to know we got to get in your lane and get in it.
Get in your lane. That's what she used to say. And I went to PNC Bank. I had to get a refund on a fee, and they wouldn't give it to me. So I go out, and they're putting this guy's face on there. I go, what's his name? They go, Rob. The Scrooge. And then I went by Goodwill, and they had a picture of him there too. I don't know what's going on. Woo! Nebraska, lock.
All right, brother.
Vanessa, you're the
Good
best.
call.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
call.
Few moments left. Indiana, new coach, right? New coach out of James Madison, had success there. I don't know a lot about this team. I think if I read about it a little bit, their defensive side is a little rough. They got a softer schedule too. Like the path, I think their path is pretty. It could be easier when they get to us.
Yeah, I actually thought this was going to be a tough game. I think they're a really tough team. I put 24-17 Nebraska. I think we win by a touchdown.
I got 28-20 Nebraska.
Okay.
I think we squeaked this one out in one of those. You look at Ohio State, man, we know. Look.
What is there to say?
What is there to say? I do believe Nebraska going to be, 7-0 going to this game?
According to our scores, yes.
This will be a closer game than I think people. I think the line's like 21 right now. I don't know. I think Nebraska covers this game. I have a feeling with momentum built, being if you're 7-0, you're a top 15 team probably. There's some buzz around everything. That game, I don't know, 38-24.
By the way, scores are objected to change.
Yes, 38-24. I'd go there.
I went 32-13 Ohio State.
You got them covering.
Yes.
All right. I'm with that. I just feel like if there's momentum built, and this is all anticipating us building that, having that ton of momentum going into it.
Let's go to the phones.
Good morning. You're on the morning hookup.
Gentlemen.
Ryan 840.
What up?
Yeah, I just want to give you guys a quick update on the Lincoln Broncos. I know it's big news. It sent Coach Nate out with the kids, 2 straight scores, and I was on defense. We took down the Bills. Happily, my son scored the first touchdown, and I did not feed him the ball. That was all Coach Nate. And a whole bunch of kids got the score. And shout out to Lincoln Parks and Recs, man. They do a fantastic job with the kids. The fields were in great shape, and we had a former Husker, Greg McMullen, ref in the game, who's just a giant teddy bear, man. What a great dude. And, you guys obviously kick butt on the show, and I'm going 38-10. Let's go, Big Red.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Love it, Ryan. Thank you, brother.
Nice
Thank you.
opening win there, Coach.
Love it. Well done. Well, real quick, we got UCLA after that, Will Wilson.
Yes,
this is currently Nebraska. It's at home -7.5 is what I've got, what I've seen. We have a coach on the other side, brand new, who has no idea what's going on in LA, obviously from his opening press conference. Chip Kelly did not leave this place in great shape.
No. But I have a sneaky feeling this is going to be one of those, you come home after a big game. What does Marco call that, a sandwich game?
Sandwich.
Because then what do we do after this? Don't we go to USC?
Probably. I'm guessing.
So
yeah.
I think this is a sandwich game. I think UCLA is always going to get good athletes. They're in one of those markets where it's easy to, get good players.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about it just matters developing them and making them good. So I think we win by a touchdown.
Now put this in perspective. I like that. Put this in perspective. Now they got 6 on offense, 4 on defense that return. I always, like you talk about sandwich games, I also look at schedule, right? If you look at UCLA right now, in about over 3 weeks from the 21st to the 5th of October, September 21st to October 5th, they're going to play LSU, Oregon, and Penn State.
Oof.
Then they got to go back-to-back at Rutgers, at Nebraska. Think about the miles on an airplane.
It's a lot.
I got 35-21 Nebraska in this game.
35-21.
Yep.
I'm going 28-21.
Okay, 35-21.
I like it.
Tomorrow, by the way, speaking of picking games, Marco D'Angelo is back tomorrow, 10:15, right around 10:15.
You want to make some money? Tune in.
Tomorrow. We'll open up with Coach Jody. I think it'll be Coach Jody's last run with us.
Yep.
Tomorrow, we'll want to send him off in a positive note, but then we'll have Marco tomorrow as well, and we'll get back to games, and we'll talk some golf. We'll talk a whole lot, man. You guys take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Another hot one. We'll catch you on a Thursday.